Thanks for tuning in. This is Optibotimus coming with another video review. And today we're going to be taking a look at the MattyCollector.com exclusive Ghostbusters 2 Courtroom Battle Peter Venkman. Now, aside from the mass release 4-pack of the Ghostbusters 2 figures that we've gotten, this is the first real official one that we've gotten from MattyCollector.com. And I gotta say that I'm really excited for this, mostly for the accessory that he comes with. And I just gotta say, I love seeing the Ghostbusters 2 logo. The guy's got 4 more. He's got 2 more fingers that he's not using. Come on, guys. We could have a couple other good movies out of it. But let's get this guy open. So we're gonna do the whole. I'm gonna use a little pen. Or I'm gonna use a little screwdriver. Bust this open. Reach down here. Open it. Oh, is there tissue paper? Tissue paper. Reveal. Oh man. Tissue paper! Very nice packaging on here. I like what they've done. They've changed the regular Ghostbusters 1 logo to Ghostbusters 2. Very nice. Flip it around here on the back. Peter Venkman, Doctor of Parapsychology, Doctor of Psychology. Ghostbuster status, he's the salesperson for the Ghostbusters, occasionally develops equipment for the Ghostbusters. I'd like to know what equipment he actually developed. And he hosts a psychic-themed talk show, keeping in with the whole Ghostbusters 2 storyline. Quotable quotes, we're the best, we're the beautiful, we're the only Ghostbusters. He's an enthusiastic voter, thinks hairless cats are weird, he's great with kids, and he came up with the idea to start the Ghostbusters. He's the first Ghostbuster to have physical contact with a ghost, bravely fought the Scoleri brothers' ghosts, and when you flip it around, he actually does come with one of the Scoleri brothers. And offhand, I can't remember his name. It's not coming to me. Not coming to me at all. Now, he's supposed to have alternate legs, which I think I see in there. It's hard to really tell, but absolutely gorgeous packaging. Very, very happy that they actually went with the Ghostbusters 2 logo on here, and it says Ghostbusters 2 here on the top. So let's get this guy open and see how cool he actually is. Okay, guys, so here we have the Courtroom Peter opened up and out of its packaging. And the first ever Club Ecto figure, and first of 2011, brings collectors something that they've been wanting for a long time. More ghosts. Now sure, we've gotten ghosts previously, Slimer being one of them, and the Subway Ghost, but honestly, let's face it, the Subway Ghost isn't exactly in the same class of ghosts as the Scoleri brothers. Now we're first introduced to the Scoleri brothers during the courtroom scene in Ghostbusters 2, where our boys are being tried for violating a judicial restraining order, an order that prohibits them from doing ghostbusterly things. During sentencing, the judge got more and more irate and angry, spurring activity in the mood slime, a substance that was used as evidence against the Ghostbusters. This resulted in a violent explosion of basically paranormal juice and spurred the respawning of the Scoleri brothers. We were eventually told that that judge tried them for murder and gave them the electric chair. Fearful of retaliation against himself by the ghost, the judge begged and pleaded for the Ghostbusters to do something, to which the Ghostbusters lawyer, Louis Tully, reminded him that his clients are under a judicial restraining order which prevented the Ghostbusters from exposing themselves. And the city for sure didn't want the Ghostbusters exposing themselves. Fearful, the judge caved in and rescinded the order, and our heroes went out, pulled their proton packs over their suits, and kicked butt. With their license back, they left the courtroom and exclaimed,
"We're the best, we're the beautiful, we're the only Ghostbusters."
Now, in terms of the figures, Nunzio Scoleri really is the piece that people are going to pick this set up for. Very nice aqua translucent color on the figure itself. It is actually a bit of a letdown for me. Very ugly looking, as you can see. I'm going to zoom in on his face here, but I mean, nice detail on the face, nice detail throughout there. I mean, I really like how his shirt's pulling away from him. You go through, and again, it's translucent, but it has some substance to it. So, I mean, I'm rubbing my hand here in the back and you can kind of see it, but not too much. but the coloring on here is so much nicer than the actual coloring on the pictures that we saw on Matty Collector, so I really like the job that they did on here. The problem I have is I almost would have preferred this to be a full size, or at least fully articulated version, and have him come with maybe an electric chair. I would have bought that as a separate figure altogether instead of having to have the Peter figure thrown in. In terms of his articulation, he barely has any. You can see that's about as much as his head's going to move. His arms rotate. That's it. I can't really tell. Looking inside here, you can kind of see there's no real joint that's in there, so I can't tell if he rotates at the wrist because it's very stiff. It feels like it's a separate piece because as you can see, maybe you can see that it does look like it's twisting, but I think if I twist too hard, I'm going to break it. Nothing at the waist, nothing at the legs. His feet are on kind of ball joints so that you can actually replace the feet. Now, these are the original feet. Now, well, not really the original ones, but these are his like standing feet. You just pop these out and you plug in the other ones, and these are his flying feet. Sure, that's nice, and I like the way that looks, except for the fact that, well, you can't do anything with it. He doesn't come with a stand, and unless you're like all, I mean, unless you're doing something like that, it's kind of pointless to have these feet. You can't really display them like that unless you have some kind of a stand. And even the extra stands that have come with, you know, the Subway Ghost or Slimer, you can't even use these because there's nowhere to plug it in. So these feet are really kind of pointless, and it's very unfortunate because it was a nice idea, but here he's got his regular feet and he can stand there. But it is still nice to finally have another ghost, and a main one at that. Now the Peter figure is just a reuse of the lab coat Ray figure, which is also just a reuse of the Walter Peck figure. They're the same basic body type, the only real difference is the jacket. Now as you can see, what they've done is they've actually attached the proton pack to the jacket here. So the jacket's really the only thing that's different. He does, the jacket still opens and you have his tie, which is just a repaint of Ray's tie. So I can completely see what they're gonna end up doing. They're gonna take this jacket off, put this jacket on him, and we're gonna have our courtroom Ray figure, which to me says that's where we're gonna get our other Scoleri brother. And then for Egon, if you remember, Egon actually wore a three-piece suit in the courtroom scene. So they'll probably just take this jacket off, put that jacket on, put Egon's head on here, and here is your courtroom Egon figure. In terms of articulation for Peter, this mold actually does kind of suffer. Now we can put this right back, and just like all the other ones, it pegs right in the side. The head's on this little ball joint so you can do whatever you want. The arms will rotate out, they rotate up, but instead of having the rotation in the actual elbow, it's at the upper part of the bicep, which when you rotate it, then breaks that whole look, which I think that just looks terrible. I really don't like that at all. The hands rotate, but they don't move this way, so you can't get that, but they still bend at the elbow. They rotate at the waist, in and out at the leg, back and forth, but again, this rotation. So I just really don't like the way that looks. And the feet are pretty much the same. They're just more shiny boots. But the arms are really the biggest problem that I have. Here's my headless Egon figure from Ghostbusters 2. But as you can see, the actual elbow joint is the actual elbow joint, where it can actually, that's where it rotates, as opposed to the upper part of the bicep. An overall nice figure, but again, as I said, most people are going to be picking this set up for Nunzio Scoleri. Not so much for the Peter figure, which, oh, he kind of looks dopey there. And unfortunately, this figure is not the best that I was really hoping for. It's more of a letdown than anything else. As I said, I personally would love it if he was just a fully articulated figure that came with maybe an electric chair. And as I said, I would buy that separately. Just like I would buy a Vigo separately, a Library Ghost separately. I mean, those are main kind of characters that I would absolutely buy separately that you don't need to have a Ghostbuster figure come with them. But an overall decent set that if you're a completist, you're gonna like. And if you remember the 2011 Club Ecto, this figure more than likely is already shipped out to you. It goes on sale on MattyCollector.com to the general public on the 18th of this month, which is this Tuesday. So if you are interested in picking this up and you don't have the Club Ecto subscription, head on over there and pick this guy up, if you're really interested in it. And it's more than likely the only way we're gonna be able to get a decent version of Nunzio Scoleri. So, until next time, guys, I want to thank you for tuning in. This has been Optibotimus. I'll talk to you later.